Welcome to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura, and I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid. So again, just interpret the message as it best resonates for you. Never force anything. Take what you need, leave the rest. You know the drill. Now, if you're new to my channel, anything of any relevance to the channel, you can find in the description box. That means important links, website link, other YouTube channel links, Patreon link, all in the description box. Now, if you want to win a free psychic reading with me, in order to enter, all you need to do is like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the word manifestation in the comment bar. You'll know if I chose you if I wrote the word winner underneath it. Now, you always want to look in the description box also because a lot of times I have giveaways. My Psychic Soul Healer deck. Now, if you're not a Virgo and you or you're a cross watcher for another zodiac, you definitely want to check out my Psychic Soul Healer YouTube channel. That channel is all about healing the shadow aspects of ourselves. So I always like to look at the spiritual energy first, because that's going to let us know why a person's behaviorisms are what they are, why a person is acting the way that they are, the energy that's influencing you and your person. All right, let's jump right in Virgo, and let's see what the cards have to say for you. Let's see what the cards will reveal for you. Self-critical, elitist, intrusive, virtue, Virgo, I feel as if you are around someone that makes you beat yourself up, that makes you pick yourself apart, someone that likes to elevate themselves. They like to identify themselves through materialistic things, through, again, things that they've obtained outside of themselves. And this energy is extremely intrusive to you because it's toxic. It's toxic because it takes you away from your truth. It takes you away from just, again, when I say your truth, your comfortability in yourself. If you're so busy in your head thinking that there's something wrong, then you're just going to manifest other things in your life that resonate with that energy, keeping you stuck. A lot of times, we unconsciously go into a relationship with someone that the energy feels familiar. However, the situation that seems familiar was a toxic one. So unconsciously, we can go back into a relationship trying to relive the experience, but change the dynamic of, again, the structure while we're in it. So that when a person says, you can't heal another person, you can't fix another person, you can't change another person unless they, again, want to do it themselves. A lot of times we go into relationships where we feel that we can unconsciously change who we are because we perceive that person to be better than us, and understand that better could be because they make a better living or they make more money, or again, it's through an outside thing. So what I'm feeling, Virgo, is that there's a wound inside of you and you're connected to someone that brings out that wound and brings you away from yourself. So this could mean that we're in a relationship with a karmic mate. It could mean that we're in a relationship with a past life karmic soulmate, So usually not a twin flame or soulmate. It's again because a soulmate twin flame, usually if they're healed, they're on the same energy vibration. They're not healed, then they're not a true soulmate twin flame, right? It's because again, we're only brought those type of relationships to evolve higher into consciousness, to heal certain aspects of ourselves that were created a really long time ago in our unconscious, but they've created a wound, and the wound manifests within our life, whether again it's within work, whether it's within finance, whether it's within our identity, within. So again, we see what actually is what draws your person to you, as well as what wounds are awakened from triggers, and what behaviorisms happen from this situation, and what you need to do to create balance within your situation. Because when we have a soulmate relationship of any kind, it's, as I said, it's karma. But karma means learn. It's the end result. So we associate it a lot of times with bad because again, they say karma is a bitch and everyone knows that term. And we also, from our own experiences, but karma could mean that the other person learns. It could also mean that you get what you want. So it means learn. So illusions, living in a dream world. You create your own hell. Don't let your thoughts control you. So again, illusions. So this self-critical is, again, when we beat ourselves up, it's because we don't know a part of who we are. That there's a sense of feeling like there's something wrong with us. And so again, the illusion is the fact that there's something wrong. That's the shadow aspect of ourselves. That's a part of ourselves that has detached from who we truly are. So it's again the illusion. And so the illusion also is that we feel that we need to again elevate ourselves to and that the only way we can do that is through identifying ourselves through other things. Instead of really virtue is through our own character traits, through evolving into higher seas of consciousness. Otherwise, it's just plain intrusive. And that's unconsciously, we are intrusive, which might mean pushy or trying to control. We're trying to create our life through creating outside structures instead of creating who we are. Again, healing from the inside out. The only way we can do that, but is first to say, okay, what's triggering us to be self-critical? And that could be a story that someone told you. It could be a perception due to an experience. So it means we have to do shadow work to find what that is, because it's going to be different for every single person. Again, this is a general message. Withdrawn, share your emotions. Because again, when there is a sense of feeling defective, feeling not good enough, again, when we're self-critical and we're living in our own hell, it's we have a tendency, again, to go inside. So Virgo, I feel like you go inward, you withdraw. Now, again, this could be the person that you're connected to and not you. Again, that is very self-critical, which is actually what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like you are connected to, but understand that means that you are inheriting this person's karma. And understand it's also happening within your consciousness, meaning you are becoming aware of it. This person is brought into your, again, consciousness in order to show you a mirror of an aspect of yourself. And that could be, again, that you beat yourself up and then you withdraw from people and go internal, and healing in this aspect is not 100% to go internal, because you're being self-critical and you're going internal to detach. It's again, you're withdrawing, I should say. You're not even going internal. What is happening is you're withdrawing, which happens when we become depressed. If we are self-critical, then again, we're not going to want to be interactive. And then understand that keeps us stuck in a certain perception of ourselves and the situation. So, Virgo, let's break this message down a little clearer. I feel like you are connected to somebody that is beating themselves up because of past situations. I also believe that they identify with outside things like their job, their finances, their money, the car that they drive, outside things that make them seem more superior, again, elite. They like having people look at them like they have money, again, because they don't really like who they are. This is what the problem is. It's not a case that person can't make money and they shouldn't be happy that they make money. The problem is if we identify with who we are because of money. Money has no energy except for the energy that we're giving it. So if we don't like who we are and that we're able to make money, understand we'll eventually lose money, because again, money, if we identify money with abundance and we don't feel abundant because we don't like who we are, and we have to identify with outside things, eventually we wind up losing those things as a spiritual test. It's a spiritual, not just test, it's a spiritual understanding that energy again, you have to heal the shadow part of yourself, and that money has no energy. It's a currency, and that its job is to flow. And that is not supposed to be our identity. We're supposed to be able to create our identity with it. So there's, again, a sense of missing. And so what's really there is, again, an illusion of self-critical beliefs, of not feeling good enough. They're very intrusive. And so this is usually also taught. So, and which makes you, again, want to withdraw, make your person withdraw. So you are connected to somebody that is most likely not giving you anything, because again, they're too busy beating themselves up and like detached, living in their own dream world. So they're afraid, and they're afraid to communicate. They are withdrawn. And they're withdrawn because, again, they don't really know who they are. They're perceiving. So I'm feeling you're connected to someone that's going through a divorce. They're losing money. And because of this, they're withdrawn. And that's why they're living in their own hell. Because they're living in their own hell, because what's their life? If their reality was things, identifying who they were through their things, through their job, through their house, through their money, through outside things, and those things collapse, well, then the reality of who they are is, again, shattered. So which needs to happen when a person has a big ego. So Virgo, I feel like you were dealing with someone that needed to be humbled, that had a very, very, very big ego. So let's see. You may say, well, why would I even want to be with this person? It's understand love. We have soulmates, and soulmates are not perfect. Twin flames are not perfect. And I believe that your person was connected to someone for a long time, and the relationship, again, fell apart in the way that there was no real true depth of intimacy anymore, because what was there was a lot of pain, a lot of anger, a lot of betrayal, because again, your person doesn't feel good about who they are, but no one can make them feel that way. They feel that way because of the things that they did, but the things that they did were mainly because they were out of, like, not living in alignment with their true self. They were trying to live in alignment with, like, a crowd, or again, and that could be that your person was connected to someone that they got married to a long time ago, and they weren't allowed to be divorced, or again, you're allowed to get divorced, but they were surrounded by people, maybe their family didn't believe in divorce. So they were kind of living out of alignment with their true self. But what happens is after a while that collapses. And when that collapses, there's a lot of guilt, there's a lot of shame, there's a lot of like lower energy. Then your person has to get to a place of, again, that's a higher consciousness to live by their truth. Inconsistent. So I believe that they were inconsistent in your life because they were not really connected to someone, but they really, meaning emotionally, but they were connected to someone, like again, through things, through material things, and through their what they perceived to the outside world. Maybe again that they have children, or they live in the perfect house, or whatever they had projected out to make people believe that that was who they are. But it was a phony. They were not really truthful to who they were in their life. And so they were inconsistent in your life. And so understand that doesn't mean that they don't have feelings. It means that they weren't looking to have feelings, and they caught feelings. Because if they were in a loveless relationship and there's attraction to again, you Virgo, that's a real need that again happens. And I believe that your person developed feelings for you. So they're in a place of beating themselves up also because of how they were inconsistent in your life, not just what they did to, again, their past relationship, or not being honest, going around cheating, pretending that you're living like a single life when you're not, is hurtful. However, I believe whoever this person was with was okay with that because of the facade of what everything looked like. So there must have been a lot of money there. Again, elite. So yes, there was money there. But again, the heart wants what the heart wants, and we're not down here to acquire money. Our identity is not our money. If we think that that's our money and we live out of balance, we'll lose our money. That's a spiritual law. It's a spiritual fact. So I'm feeling like your person really feels bad because, again, they're looking and seeing the damage, not just what they created within their, their immediate family, especially if they have children, and they're just bringing shame to the family because they were in a loveless relationship and really should have left a long time ago. Peace of mind. Peace of mind is what is really the healing here, which is for you, Virgo, you have to ask yourself, are you going to be okay being with a person that, like we see, they're not 100% healed in this situation. They're not, just once they get out of this relationship, they are going to have to do a lot of healing. Peace of mind comes from, again, creating ourselves and getting a really good foundation of again, who we are, our connection to God, our connection to other people, our connection to ourselves through what we love, through creating ourselves, instead of, again, acquiring things. So again, that's how we create the stability. We create the stability within ourselves because our outside world is always changing, and relationships many times fall apart. Because if you are actually evolving into higher states of consciousness, we all don't evolve at the same level. So if you were connected to someone that was on a lower vibration, which this person was, again, your person was connected to someone that was on a much lower vibration because they weren't doing anything. They were just holding on to an illusion. So understand how terrifying it would be to lose that. The reality is gone, and I believe that your person was okay with that facade for a long time until they met you. And so they tried to have their cake and eat it too with being inconsistent. But that created a lot of triggers within inside of you, Virgo, where I feel like emotionally you didn't get what you needed growing up. And you also have, again, your own abandonment issues, and this person being inconsistent would bring that out in you. So it's, again, for all parties involved, moving into higher states of consciousness, which is unconditional love. So again, your person is realizing what unconditional love is, because they tried to control their feelings. They didn't want to have feelings for you, Virgo. They were not interested. They were happy living in the facade, identifying themselves with, again, the elite crowd, pretending to have virtue. But really, it's not. It was not. It was all an illusion. And now it's all crumbled. So they're self-critical of how they have handled this whole entire situation. Quiet time. So they're resting right now, and there's also a quiet time, and there's always a calm before the storm. So understand that. I believe that your person is learning what unconditional love is. I think for a long time they had very surface relationships, never went deep. So after a while they were just numb. They were numb. They needed to have sex. They needed to have like that physical touch. But as far as emotional connection, they never had it. However, when you have a soulmate, twin flame relationship, or any type of soulmate relationship, that's going to awaken that, where you have a deep connection. ESP is through the heart and mind. It transcends time and space. So again, past life partner comes back into this life, and again, is learning the lesson of unconditional love. We learn that through our soulmate twin flame a lot of times. Now, we know that there's no such thing as one soul. My theory is that all your gifts are where your person's wounds are, and where all vice versa. Okay, so where your wounds are their gifts, and where their gifts are where your wounds are. So the two come together and make a whole, and that it's only through integration. So again, when we're living out of balance, and your person was for a long time, they never had a reason to leave. So it's terrifying, because they're moving into the unknown. They don't know what this is going to look like for them. And I also believe there's a sense of the person that they're connected to is terrified, again, because they have built their identity, and they are terrified to shatter the illusion, because then people are going to treat them differently, and all the wounds that they had before they entered into this relationship are going to rear their ugly head for them to have to look at and heal, and they're not going to want to do that. But your person and you are in quiet time now, reflecting, feeling, and part is healing through unconditional love, still feeling the ESP connection, and understanding that love is overriding fear, where your person, I feel like, is not going to stay in this connection. And but I also feel like they don't exactly know where you are. And I believe also you're coming into a place of trying to figure out what you want also, Virgo, making new friends. So I believe that part of this is not just making new friends, but I believe you and your person, a lot of times when there's a soulmate twin flame relationship and it doesn't go in the beginning, like it never gets off the ground, because there's always a runner and a chaser. In this situation, your person was the runner, because they had a whole life that was hidden behind an illusion, like, understand. So the feeling that they had for you was very real, However, they never let it get off the ground. So in order for them for this relationship to really work, they would have to come in like a friend. They would have to, again, learn the lesson of friendship and compromise. And because they were connected to someone that was, it was a loveless, it was almost like a business deal. And so they're used to dealing with situations through, again, a very logical and linear way. So they were cut off from emotion. You have awakened that emotion within them, but that doesn't mean that they know how to handle it. So you may say, why would spirit bring me a person? Why would divine bring me a person like that? Well, it's, again, if people, like if dad was that way, or somebody that you cared about was that way and they wounded you, it's to give you a chance to work with that energy, and to also to learn that unconditional love has no expectations. So it is what it is, that you're learning that you can't control it. It's again, by that, and also by creating balance within your life, by creating yourself, like I'm feeling, because making new friends is all about really just doing that. It's not being codependent. It's about finding out 100% what you want by becoming yourself. And that automatically happens by, again, when you meet, join things, you meet, make friends. But I believe in this instance, we're also talking about you and this person becoming like good friends. That would be the next step. But also, like I said, this illusion, they have to create themselves. They have to do that. And you can also have to create yourself. You can't be codependent. This is why it says make new friends. Just wanted to be clear about that, because that helps you create balance and it helps you not be in a codependent relationship, which is what I'm feeling why your person tends to have issues, because again, they were codependent. Staying in a relationship where it was loveless, but it didn't mean that their needs weren't being met. Other needs, not emotional needs, other needs. But it was really to, like, after a while, you just kind of get into the groove with living with someone, but you're on autopilot. There's, again, that it becomes a very empty relationship. You become numb. And you can become numb by drinking too much, detaching in loveless relationships, like no depth. Children, I was triggered by how the kids behave and blame you for it. So I feel like, again, that's something like with your ex, I might have children. And so again, and that's just for a selected few, that if you have been with them, they would, again, blame to create issues. If there's imbalance, children definitely pick up on that. And they also tend to like add just more stress to a relationship. Again, that's for a selected few. Resentment. I feel I have held too much resentment within this connection and it manifests into conflict. I feel like that's you. If your person wasn't giving you what you needed, and I feel that. I feel like they have a lot of resentment. They have a lot of resentment because they stayed connected to someone that's destroying their life. But I feel like you're resentful because you were waiting for this person to get their act together. You were waiting for them to do the right thing by you. And in the fact that they were so wrapped up in their own craziness and their own issues and their own karma, because of, again, living out of balance, because they wanted to stay in the illusion that they were, again, these wealthy people. Look at everything that I have. That's my identity. That, again, what wound up happening is there's a sense, Virgo, that you're resentful because you feel like they chose money over you. that they chose the illusion of what their life looks like to complete strangers, people that they don't even like. That's why it also says make new friends because of that. And then again, maybe your person was also manipulated by their person through the children. And that was, and indirectly, that was manipulating you, because what can you do if they're saying, well, my children, my children, my children, my children? It's like, again, it's all about respect. Like, it's not about love. I mean, listen, you have magnetism for that, for each other. That is, again, that's supposed to help you, again, attract like what you're attracting, what you need. It's so it's respect that's missing. And it's because your person didn't really have an identity. They hid behind the illusion. That's what happens when we create ourselves from the outside in. When we're growing ourselves and creating ourselves, we are again obtaining good character, virtue. So we wouldn't live out of alignment. We wouldn't live in an illusion. We'd be living our truth. So how uncomfortable is this for your person? Because on a deep spiritual level, they know that this is what they need, but they're again being challenged by the devil, challenged by outside things, by greed even. Because no one can stay in that type of relationship is always, am I going to walk away from this? And it's not just the material, it's what I perceive my identity is. It's how everyone else is going to view me. But none of that is real. And that's what they need to see. As long as they stay in that, they're going to become more and more uncomfortable. Because we all desire to be in a deep relationship. Like, that's why we're here. We're down here to experience unconditional love. They have that with you, Virgo. This is why they never form emotional connections with you. They do. They don't understand it. They almost feel like you put a spell on them or something. Karma. But it's all about like karma. Your person needs to go through this karma, and they also needed to learn the karmic lesson with you. And you also needed to learn the karma, because if you allowed them to, be half in, half out, and because again, they couldn't commit, right? Being inconsistent, if you allowed that, well, then that's your karma. Because your karma would be, well, it's like emotionally, I don't get what I need. I can't have what I need. So that would be your belief, and that's not your belief. So you had to get mad. You had to, again, show resentment for this person and walk away because of that, in order for them to see, really, this is like fucking intrusive. It's like rude. It's rude, it's intrusive, it's hurtful, and it's not real. Wisdom is all about gaining the higher spiritual truths about wisdom. And that's the thing. Your person was living, again, more from a very, 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 very physical perspective, which is, again, materialism, how people identify them, what people perceive about them, but not really like who they are. So let's look at the hidden truths between you and them, because let's see what the hidden truths are for Virgo and their person. The hidden truths. You don't know how hard it was to let you go. Yeah, because they were challenged by this. So they didn't really want to. So that's why I said there's resentment there, because you kind of feel like they chose the illusion of materialism and how people perceive them over you. So, but they didn't really want to do that. They just never had an emotional deep connection before, and they thought, well, I can handle it. It's like I've been in loveless relationships before. I don't need love. But understand, God is love. You will never win. You can't control. Love always wins. Always. I wish I could take back my words. So it's again, I felt like they, if anything, I feel like for some of you Virgos, they didn't say anything at all, where they felt like you felt like they acted like they didn't care. They undervalued this relationship. And I feel like for other of you Virgos, there was a sense that they said that this relationship wasn't as important. They made it like it wasn't important by the words that they chose. And but it's because again, the illusion, I am not available. And it's again, that's emotionally, because there's a sense that they know that if they come back, it's not just about giving you, they have to emotionally give to you. And there's a sense that they don't know whether they can be consistent. There's a real intimacy there. And that happens when we've been in bad relationships and we don't heal it. So what happens is they just would they will either just stay not in a relationship, just have surface relationships, like just based on physical, or they, they won't have any relationship at all. So that's why I'm saying not available in the case of emotionally available, that you would need somebody that actually shows up for you. And this is what they have not done in their own connection for the past however many years, because again, whoever they were with, they've acquired stuff. Remember, the money, the elitist. Again, I don't want to like walk away from that. So I'm not available for that. It's again, I hide behind material things. There you go. We knew that. We knew that. That's what this is all about. So one last card again. Why I'm like, should I put the soulmate twin flame? No, we don't want it that. Let's look at the karma. What was the whole point? What's the point of this story? What's the whole point of this story? What's the whole point of this story? Because it's a shit story. I mean, it's like a sad story because it's like, wait a minute, like you're gonna choose to hide behind material things. You're gonna stay stuck. You're not available. Like you wish that you could take back words, but you're not going to do it. What was the point for Virgo? I'm changing this pattern and moving forward. So it's again changing the pattern of being with people that are not emotionally available. It's again, and this person showed you signs of it. And so the closer you got, you saw why. But it's again, on some level, you again have attracted. So you have to say, what in me is not emotionally connected? Like what part of me attracts people that are not available, emotionally unavailable? And what wounding has happened like from that, and what experiences have had that, and how can I rewrite the script? So to rewrite the script would be to really, let's see, to rewrite the script. What's the healing energy? What is the healing energy? What does the universe want? And then we'll close it out. I'm going to pull one from this deck and one from the universe deck. So how can we, what is the healing message? The universe provides me and my family with prospects for good fortune. So it's again to like be able to know that the universe, when you again love yourself and you become the vibration of the universe, which is unconditional love, by doing what you love, the universe provides for you. That the universe is God. Okay, so the universe knows exactly what you need. No, so you're going to again attract people that again need to support you. So if you need to learn, like what a person looks like when they're emotionally not available, you're going to attract that, especially if you grew up with someone that was not emotionally available because they couldn't, not because they didn't love you, but because they couldn't. It doesn't mean you need to repeat that or go into a relationship and expect to have different results. You're not going to. What it says is, change the pattern, move forward, know that the universe will bring you exactly what you need and that if you already learned that lesson, you learned it through becoming, again, not codependent, by giving yourself the love and not expecting someone to come into your life to give it to you. Because when you already have it and are it, the universe already matches that energy. So instead, the options are a lot different. Your soul's lessons are different. Your experiences are different. They might be based on passion, like, should I go to this place or that place to experience this beautiful event or that beautiful event because I know I'm worth it. I know I'm deserving of it. I show up for myself. I always show up for myself because I give myself emotionally what I need. And that helps me spiritually. And that also helps me psychologically and emotionally. So I am always available for myself. And in that, I only attract people that are emotionally available instead of, again, somebody that's wrapped up in the illusion of what they want their life to look like instead of really what their life is. And one last message. What does the universe have to tell us? What does the universe have to tell us? What is the universe message? Well, those two kind of popped out, but I'm not going to see it going because, again, it was a crappy shuffle. So let me just see. What does the universe want to tell us? One last message. When I'm in alignment with the love of the universe, peace cannot be disturbed. So again, become in alignment with the universe, because the universe vibration is just unconditional love. That's what the universe is. God is ubiquitous. It's the universe. It's known as chi. It's known as prana, right? The air that we breathe is part of the universe again, and that job is to flow through us, to work through us. When we are free and clear of blocks, we are in the vibration of unconditional love, which is the highest vibration. So when I'm in alignment with the love of the universe, again, you only will have peaceful relationships. You'll have peace of mind. Again, you're not going to attract someone that it cannot give, that's going to make you disrupt your peace. Because again, disease comes from not being at ease. So again, we want to be in ease, at peace, by becoming unconditional love, filling ourselves up, making sure, because again, the spiritual lesson is, again, clearing the blocks of drawing people to us that are emotionally not available. I'm going to leave it there, Virgo. If you resonated with this video, give me a like, write that word. I think I said manifestation, right? You know what? If you want to write the word universe, you can write the word universe, manifestation or universe, and smash that subscribe button. It helps me. It's good karma, right? It's again, you want people to again give you good karma, you're going to give it back. All right. And until next time, be true to you. I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.